In today's episode of Comics and Cosplay, we discuss Marvel's foray into the cosplay entertainment world with their new web series, Marvel Method Cosplay. So if you're not familiar with the story that came out last week, Marvel debuted the first two episodes of its new YouTube series called Marvel Method Cosplay. The basic summary of the show is that Judy Stevens, the lead community and cosplay photographer at Marvel, asked her fellow associate, Lorraine Sink, to cosplay a costume at San Diego Comic-Con. However, since Lorraine is not the most avid cosplayer and sewer, instead of having her make the costume, they hired a costume designer from Broadway to come in and make the costume for Lorraine. Now this has a lot of people questioning if this is truly the spirit of cosplay and if Marvel is really sending the right message out to other people that this is what cosplay is. Is it, hiring a really professional designer to make a costume completely for yourself? Or is it more about the trials and tribulations of the individual struggling to create a costume themselves that they can then present to others on the convention floor? So here are my thoughts on the topic. And let me make this perfectly clear and slow down so no one misses this. This is 100% technically cosplay. They are making a costume to wear on a convention floor to show their support and love of a character. However, with all that said, I do think there is some credence to this argument that this is not the best representation or spirit of cosplay that Marvel should be putting out there for other individuals to see. More specifically, I'm not just having a problem with the fact that a piece was commissioned, because we all commission for different reasons, but I think there's a lot of little problems that all add up that leave you with a bad taste in your mouth, kind of, when you finish watching these episodes, that makes you feel that this isn't the best representation of what it means to cosplay. But let's delve a little bit deeper on the issues on why people don't really love this series and why it doesn't feel truly like the spirit of cosplay. It starts off with their reasoning and talking about why they have decided to commission the costume. Very early on, Judy makes the comment that this is going to be about a 40 to 60 hour project and that her nor Lorraine have the time to commit to it, and that is why they must make the commission. However, this is a little troubling for me because I think that is a big aspect of cosplay, is making the time and the sacrifices to create your costume. We all have commitments, not just them, between school, work, and other responsibilities that take us away or don't give us the time we would like to afford to cosplay. But because we are so passionate about these characters and these costumes, that we will make those sacrifices so that we can get this costume done in time. And that's just a little part that I think is troubling for people. Another problem is that it seems that Lorraine doesn't have a huge investment or actual input in the actual construction and design of the costume itself. It just seems that she shows up to be fitted and just picks from the design that the costume creator has already created, especially given that the Scarlet Witch has had so many different variations of her costume over the years. Now this could completely just be an editing issue, but maybe Marvel should think about this next time to show that she has had a greater input in the costume itself rather than just having a really high-end costume made for her. Another problem is with the costume designer that they chose. Now I'm not saying there's anything inherently wrong with this woman or she might not be nerdy or have any credit, but from the way they display her credentials and outline it, it doesn't seem like she's a true member of the cosplay community or a costume designer. And I think it would have helped smooth over the issue of commissioning an item if they had actually picked a cosplay commissioner or someone that makes this type of exclusive costume work their living, someone like God Saves the Queen. And I don't think they can make the excuse they couldn't find anyone, because this is New York City and I personally know tons of cosplay costume designers as well, and it's not just me. Judy, an active member in the cosplay community and frequent attender of DragonCon, should also know many of these same individuals. So just to summarize, I think there are a few missteps that they took here that are kind of hurting the overall spirit of this costume. And when I spoke with Nell the other day about this, she even made the point that I think this sends the wrong message to people, that it makes them feel that they have to commission a really expensive costume from some professional high-end person from Broadway. And now when she first said this, I was a little like, I don't know if people will think that. But lo and behold, 2 days later when I looked at the comment section, there it was, bright as day, a comment from somebody saying, I've never cosplayed before and I'd like to get involved in this hobby, but I don't believe I can because I don't have the resources nor money to hire someone to commission a costume like this. I think the problem with this show or the series that they've created so far is that it focuses too much on getting the perfect costume that looks amazing and not rather on the journey and the progress, because that's a lot more about what cosplay is the progress of you yourself struggling to create something that doesn't exist in the real world and fighting against, other obstacles, learning new talents and skills to create something that, even if it's not the best costume on the show floor, that you are super proud of it because you've taken this personal journey yourself to create something that is truly magical and special. So those are my thoughts on Marvel Method cosplay. But as always, I want to hear from you guys and what you think. Do you like the show? Do you dislike it? Do you think it really captures the spirit of cosplay and what it means to be a cosplayer? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to our videos, as we've got a lot of great videos coming up for you, especially with San Diego Comic-Con being next week, as we're going to have a lot of great updates and stories from the convention, as well as my personal tips and tricks for having a great time at the con. Well, as always, I'm your host Ian from Saturday Morning Cosplay, and I'll see you on the con floor.